Good afternoon, I'm Mark. Welcome to Berwick Mitsubishi. I'd like to take you for a tour around our 2012 Toyota Kluger KXR wagon today. As you can see, I've actually intentionally left the banner on the front of the car because it is still under new car warranty until 2015. So we kick off the video at the front of the car, and as you can see, front bumper bar, grille, everything absolutely unmarked. Even the bonnet to look at, can't even find any spots where it's even been touched up. So in immaculate condition. And as we scan around to come down the driver's side of the car, you're going to notice really accurately the condition of it. It's a really good example. The factory alloy wheels, also important to notice, they're unscuffed. There's not a mark on the alloys. Also important to note, plenty of tread on the tyres, front and rear. And as I mentioned, even with me walking down the entire right-hand side of the car, there's not a mark on it. Can see that the windows have been tinted from new. So overall presentation wise, really good. Also now as we move around to the tailgate area, a few important things to note. Really sets off the rear of the Kluger just with all the chrome garnish. You do also notice it's got the protector on the top of the rear bar just to stop any scratches if luggage is coming in and out. But once again, presents really well. We'll touch on a few more features when we come back to the tailgate shortly. And as I move around to the left-hand side of the car, coming down the passenger side, pretty much presents the same way the rest of the car does. If I wanted to be super critical, a couple of little marks there, but they will probably polish off. Important to note, as I mentioned on the other side of the car, if any alloy wheel on a motor car is going to have scuff marks or scratches, it's definitely going to be the left-hand side alloys. The left rear is unscathed, and if you notice, and I'm being ultra critical here, a very minor little scuff mark there on the front alloy. Once again, something that you can hardly see, but we like you to get a really accurate idea of the quality of our cars, and as I mentioned earlier, a perfect example. We move around under the bonnet of the car now. A few important stats that we'll have a chat about here actually. Lift the bonnet up into position, you just got your holder basically right in front of you there, just pop it away. The bonnet rod holds the bonnet well up out of your way. Powered by a V6 motor, it's going to deliver you 200 kilowatts of power and 337 Newton meters of torque. That's quite impressive actually. At the same time, it's going to deliver you a combined fuel consumption of 11 litres per 100 Ks. So expect in excess of 650 kilometres to a tank of fuel. That's good performance motoring at a fairly economical Okay, back to the tailgate. As I mentioned, just a few things to notice which we'll touch on. All-wheel drive. We have factory remote here, and you can access the rear glass window just by the simple press of a button on your remote. You notice gas struts lift it well and truly out of our way. That's a good 6'4" high actually. I'm 6'1" and I've got plenty of clearance if I want to get stuff in and out of the car. At the same time, if you want the additional flexibility, note a nice little handle there on the rear window just to stop you grabbing the wiper. Also, if we want to open it up completely, just push on the little pneumatic button there. Just as the tailgate comes up, I'll just go back there. You notice that's for our reverse camera, which we'll touch on a little bit more shortly. Once again, the tailgate lifts, in excess of 6 foot high, so it's right out of our way. At the moment, I've got the third row seats folded down, basically so you can see the kiddies that are in the back have got cup holders, which I'll also demonstrate. This car's got so many cup holders, you could buy a carton of Coke. Really simple operation for the third row seats. You saw how easy that was for me to pull that up into position. That's something the kids can do. And then we just fold our headrest up and that locks into position. Okay, just a couple of things to note, and I'll just show you the operation of how easy it is to drop them back down as well. Simple matter of just pulling on our release lever. That's for the headrest to go down. Pull on it again, drop it away, into position, completely flat through the car from the bumper bar. So from a storage point of view, it's a really user-friendly setup in the Kluger. All right, now we're sitting in our lounge room inside the Kluger, and a lot to like about this car. Starting on the driver's armrest, we've got all our power window buttons. There's also a manual lock and unlock button for the doors. And the most important one, if we're a family of kids, let's disable all the power windows so they can't play with them up and down. You notice just below the air conditioning vent we've got our switch or button switch for our outer power mirrors. Also just a control to brighten the dash at night time. Our steering wheel's unlocked and it does have tilt and reach adjustment. So I just set myself up where I'm really comfortable. I can see all the dials. I've got everything in front of me. Lock it away by the little lever on the bottom of the steering column and you're set up in position. We've got our factory cruise control stalk down on the right hand side of the steering wheel, and if we just scan across to the center display section there, our display button on our right hand side of the steering wheel feeds us all the information about the car. It's giving me a cruising range of 208 k's till empty, 23 degrees outside this afternoon. It's telling me my average consumption at the moment is 11.1, consistent with what we discussed earlier. And then just your previous 10 kilometre blocks and where the economy is in the car. So a lot of information up there on the screen to help you ascertain how efficient you are driving the vehicle. Indicators and wipers pretty much as standard. You'll notice on our left hand side of the steering wheel we've got all our audio controls. Really simple setup. Now the car's got Bluetooth, it's got audio streaming. This is how easy it is once I'm set up with my phone paired. I just hit the mode button, it takes me to Triple M. We could probably just relax for a minute, get a score in the footy, but my team's not playing, so let's not worry. Then we can just scan through. USB's not connected. We do have the ability for it there. We also have auxiliary output, and because my phone's hooked up to Bluetooth, it picks up the songs on my phone straight away. And a bit of a killer that I'm actually listening to a Katy Perry song because I just bought the girls tickets and now I'm broke. So we'll pop our stereo off, but a lot to like about the whole setup there. As we come down below there, you notice we've got all of our air conditioning control. It is dual zone, so we've got all our setup here at the front of the car, and then we also have it, I'll just get Matt to scan back to the controls for the second row passengers. So you've got all the controls to just vary the way the air conditioning works on the inside of the car. Now, just coming back to the car, automatic, as we know, two ways we can drive it, as a normal auto, or we can come across into sports shift or manual shift, which we can just control the changing of the gears simply by moving the automatic lever. People have certain preferences there, but you've got the two options. We've got a 12-volt outlet here on our console. You've also got downhill descent control, the snow button, which basically good to use in winter when the roads get a bit wet and slippery. Another 12-volt outlet and a little storage compartment there as well. Two cup holders here. Open our little compartment there. Two more cup holders there. And as I mentioned earlier, cup holders everywhere. If you just look in the bottom of the two doors, the passenger and driver door, two more there. So you're never actually going to suffer from dehydration in this car. Another thing to note, just up near our rear vision mirror, you notice if we pop this down, you can actually lock that into position. That mirror serves as just a way to look at the occupants in the back. So, if you've got the kids in that second row seat fighting, you probably don't need to take your eyes off the road, just quickly glimpse and go, will you just be quiet, children? So just something handy so you can keep an eye on the terrace. Now, a really important thing whilst we're talking about kids, and I've got 4 of my own, this car has all the airbags, front side curtain airbags, and coupled with the traction and stability control that it also has as standard, gives it a 5-star ANCAP safety rating. You can be extremely confident that the entire family is really safe in this motor car. The last thing that we'll touch on just while we're inside the car, and this is a really important thing, as I mentioned, new car warranty, and I'll give you an exact date. Our new car warranty goes until the 11th of July 2015, and our service history, as you can see here, from new, stamped all the way through, even up to the point where we've done the current service when the vehicle came into our stock, which was less than 14 days ago, and a car that we would expect to sell very quickly. Purely because of the quality of it, all of the options it's got as well. So only having travelled 55,000 Ks, This has got a lot to offer, this Kluger. So in summary, let's just run a few things past you again. 2012 Toyota Kluger KXR all-wheel drive wagon, 7-seater. Finished in white pearl, will deliver you 11 litres per 100 kilometres. 5-star ANCAP safety rating, the family can't be any safer. 203 kilowatts of power, 337 Newton meters of torque. So you've got performance, you've got the economy, you've got the safety. Everything ticks the box on this car. Hope this has been of help to you. If you've got any further questions, feel free to give us a call, 9907 0555, and have a great day.